Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. Always a good day when we chat with our friends from USD's Jacobs Institute for Innovation Education. We're going to be talking about Pactful. We got Nadiah Al-Gasem on. She's the project manager, joined by her colleague Ashley Ahrens-Viquez, program operations and engagement, and the co-founder of Pactful, Lisa Dawley. So Nadiah, Ashley, and Lisa, how are you doing?
We're doing terrific. Yeah, happy to be here.
Hey, how about you, Lisa?
Yeah, very happy to be here. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, well, it's good to hear your voice. It's been a while. We're going to start with you on this, Lisa. So you're the co-founder and one of the chief cooks and bottle washers of this. Tell me when you came up with the idea for Pactful, why you came up with the idea, and then we'll get into what's been going on since then as we chat with Nadiah and Ashley.
Yeah, when I started at the Jacobs Institute 6 or 7 years ago now, we had a dream to build an app that would support youth learning to innovate and to create access to innovation, culture, and opportunities. And that's where the dream started, and it's been growing over the last 6 years. It's very exciting work.
Yeah, so how does it work exactly?
So the way that it works is we work directly with the teachers. So we engage with teachers that are teaching innovation or social SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, which are tied to the United Nations, to people that are trying to build a better world. And so we partner with teachers who bring their students in. We have a full curriculum that's free of charge to anybody anywhere in the world. And and then the teachers bring their students in and work with us. And then along with the app and the curriculum, we offer supporting services. And you'll hear more about that from Nadiah today. Things like our Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge, our annual event. And Charles, we've worked together on our Teen Innovation Sandbox multiple years. So a lot of exciting things happening around the software and the curriculum.
Yeah, so before we turn it over to Nadiah and Ashley, talk about Sandbox. What is Sandbox all about?
Teen Innovation Sandbox started with Charles Parisi reaching out to me saying, hey, I have this idea to mix this amazing work we're doing with teenagers and podcasting and the work that you're doing with teenagers to try to build a better world. And it created a really beautiful program that allowed teenagers to come together locally and look at local issues in partnership with civic leaders, learn to interview civic leaders, and that's where the podcasting came in, and then develop some potential solutions around local issues. But very powerful and impactful program.
Yeah, no, I remember when that first kicked off, if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me on this, Lisa, that the podcasts were done at the Linda Vista Innovation Center, where Classroom of the Future Foundation is housed. And I remember, I think Charles, when it was kicking off, was getting some of the students, they were doing a great job, by the way, in their podcasting, interviewing some of the community leaders. So whatever, it worked just beautifully. So very, very impressive on that. Nadiah, so talk about what is the Jacob Teen Innovation Challenge?
So the challenge is in its 6th annual. We're super excited about that. And what it is, it's a global event. So anybody, any teens and educators from anywhere in the world can participate, join virtually. They use the application also virtually. We have community huddles monthly where they get to communicate and talk with other educators about the challenge. And the teens pick and an SDG goal from the United Nations that they want to target. They build a component or they build a solution for it, and they pitch the solution to us. And if they are lucky, they get to win a few awards.
Right. So then how many teams participate? How many students participate? And this is throughout the world, correct?
It's throughout the world. It's unlimited.
Right.
And actually, as of yesterday or last week, we have reached 42 countries nationwide, worldwide, and approximately 20,000 students have participated in the challenge. So we're excited that our numbers keep growing.
Right. So now, when is the deadline for them to develop what they need to develop before it goes to the judges, so to speak?
The final deadline for development is April 30th.
Okay, so April 30th. And so, Ash and Lisa, you chime in anytime you'd like. But Ashley, so 42 countries already so far. And can more join?
Yes, absolutely. So that number is growing. We hit 40 countries between in the first 5 years of the program, and we're now about to hit 45 countries. So we're looking for students and teachers. The best thing about this app is that it's free, it's accessible, and we recently added a Spanish component as well. So now we're making it as accessible to Latin American countries as possible.
Right, but are there some countries? Do you have countries in Asia? Do you have countries in South Korea and Mozambique? Are they all over the world?
Absolutely.
And then, so how does the translation work for those students that are coming from places that just may have a little bit of a different dialect?
So the teachers are the ones that are working with the curriculum and then bringing it to their students.
Right.
So I guess the most important thing is that the teacher have some understanding of the English language. We're lucky enough that English is a relatively global language and almost everyone knows it. But the teachers can essentially use whatever materials that they like and bring it to their students. At the end, when they submit their pitches, the videos can be done in their native language. We just have to make sure that there are English captions so that the judges can understand what they're pitching.
Right, exactly. And so, with this, now, Lisa, how many of these teen challenges have you been involved in?
Well, all of them. This is my sixth, so it's pretty
I think
exciting.
you're off mic a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me?
Barely.
Uh-oh.
It's a little bit faint. I'm not sure what happened. But
I'm not either.
You might have to scream. So. That's right. Well, you know what? When it gets kicked in, we'll go ahead.
How's that? Is that any better?
Yeah, that's better. There you go.
Okay.
Anyway, so how many teen challenges have you been doing?
This is my 16 challenge.
Oh my goodness. So is there an actual product that's developed, or is it that people are actually showing how it works, or is it all virtual with these products? It is something physical?
We hope that the teams that are participating in the challenge will actually get to a real prototype product, test it, collect data on it, and make changes to it. That's the goal. Not all teams get that far. Sometimes they'll just get to a mock-up, either a digital mock-up or a drawn mock-up. But we do encourage and support students to try to get to that final prototype and testing stage.
Right. And so when they do that, now this is year 6, right? And have you gone back and said, okay, what are those products that were developed in year 1? Have they gone anywhere? Are they stagnant? Are they growing? Are they now, being traded worldwide? Does anyone go back and see what those are doing?
We do know, we have heard from a couple of prior year's winners that they've gone on to receive additional funding. One of them got additional funding from Google, believe it or not, to actually build out an app that they had created to control bus emissions. That was pretty exciting. And others have gone on to win other competitions. And that is something that we've had conversations around, is once we start working with these innovators and at junior, middle school, and high school level, what's next for them and where can they go next if they want to continue working in social innovation. And as you know, we have an amazing school at the University of San Diego that
You do.
actually offers degrees, yes, in social innovation. And so we've been in discussions with people there because there's a Fowler Challenge for social innovation at the college level, trying to create alignments between the two competitions.
Did you work at all with B Corps at all?
I'm not familiar with B Corps.
Yeah, so that's Paula Cordero, my good friend Paula Cordero, who you know, and Paula, sort of built up USD Souls.
Yeah.
Is dealing with B Corps and it's organizations that are doing something for the good of the community, and a lot of it probably tied to some of the sustainable goals that the UN.
Just B Corps in general.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Yes. I thought it was an organization name.
Yeah. No. She's right across the street from Souls, of course, now at the Joan Kroc Peace and Justice.
Right.
So, I mean, just one more connection with Souls and all that. That's that's fascinating. Do you have, before I tee it over to Nadiah and to Ashley, now of course they're a little new on this one over here to say they've been there a whopping 2 months. But for you, do you have a special type of product that you've been doing this now? This is year 6 that you go, man, these guys just kill it. They're all have done great jobs. Is there one that comes out in mind that just says, wow, that was something that this group developed?
I had 2 winners last year that tied for first place. And the reason that they tied were because both of the projects were so powerful, well-developed, thoughtful. And it was obvious that I don't want to call them kids, the young adults are going places. And one of them actually worked with the Rady Children's Hospital to develop devices for kids that aren't able to use their hands. And so when you think about kids in the hospital,
right,
and they're stuck in their rooms,
yep.
And what are they playing with? What are they doing? And for kids that don't have physical mobility to actually play with toys, it can be a very challenging time for them in the hospital. And so to support their healing and positivity and these young kids, the team actually developed like a laser solution to creating digital art. And just something as simple as that, right? Like really paying attention to a population that was being looked over. And that were there very few existing solutions, I thought was very powerful. And then the same thing with the second winning team down in Mexico that was dealing with, again, with hospitals and people waiting in lines outside the hospital and not having toilet facilities. And they developed a solution for that. So both very, passionate and compassionate and caring solutions that were very well thought through and prototyped and tested multiple times.
Yeah, and as you well know, you've been doing this for quite a while, and certainly Nadiah and Ashley know. Sometimes it's the journey that's the fun part of it. That you bob and you weave and you skin your knee, and okay, back to the drawing board. Oh, the drawing board didn't take that long, and then let's see. I mean, that's half of the the battle, which is such a great learning experience, especially getting into the world of work and innovation. When we come back from break, we're going to chat with Nadiah and Ashley on some of the things that our listeners can do to support their efforts. They work closely with one of my organizations that's near and dear, Classroom of the Future Foundation, that we are shouting out. Matter of fact, what's going on now with the Teen Challenge and so forth. And then we'll ask all 3 of you again, can you get support from us through monetary reasons, through volunteers, through anything you guys can think about when we return with the Jacobs Institute for Innovation, talking about Pactful, and the Teen Challenge is now in its 6th year, 2025 Jacob Teen Innovation Challenge. Chatting with Lisa Dawley, the co-founder of Pactful, joined by our colleagues Ashley Ahrens-Viquez, Program Operations and Engagement Manager, and Nadiah Al-Gasem, the Project Manager. I'm Drew Schlosberg, Cloudcast Media, and we will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg with Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, 6 decades of doing great things for people living in San Diego County. We are chatting with our friends from the USD Jacobs Institute for Innovation Education, talking about the Pactful program, the 2025 Jacob Teen Innovation Challenge, and everything in between. We got Nadiah Al-Gasem. She is the project manager at Pactful, joined by her colleague, Ashley Ahrens-Viquez, program operations and engagement manager, and the co-founder of Pactful, Lisa Dawley. But Ashley, you were talking about one of the winners last year that got written up in a paper in Mexico. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the winning teams from last year from Prepatec in Monterrey, Mexico, was interviewed by El Porvenir, which is a national newspaper in Mexico. They were interviewed for their young people section. But this team was incredible. They won the Advances Social Justice and Equity Award, and they developed an app focused on menstrual awareness and information, along with a mobile awareness unit, which includes menstrual products, health services on site to help reduce the number of women who experience period poverty. And when they received their $500 award last year, they donated all of the proceeds to Equality Now, a feminist international organization that fights for the rights of women and girls. So really, this app and the process that the students go through to develop their prototypes has a worldwide impact. And we're going to have a conversation with them next week. And I'm really excited to find out what the students are now doing, like if they're continuing this project, if they're looking to continuing their education in social innovation. So it's really exciting to see the global impact this is having.
Yeah, I think, with all of this, when you actually turn it over to the kids, so to speak, young adults, I'll use Lisa's term on this, and let them, and get the adults, the old adults like me, out of the way, amazing things happen. And that's, of course, what the whole premise of all of this is. Nadiah, what's your interest in all this? I know you and Ashley are sort of new to the Jacobs Institute. How'd you find out about it?
I was an educator for over 15 years. So,
What did you teach?
I was a classroom teacher, mathematics,
Where?
middle school in El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, I started my journey there, moved to San Antonio, and then eventually ended up in Japan for a while. But as a classroom teacher, I always believed that the books is not enough. We need to do something outside the classroom. So I introduced ethnomathematics, teaching math through cultural awareness. Then I became a project-based learning facilitator, eventually a STEM coordinator. So I'm very familiar with products and projects for students for learning purposes. When I found this position, I thought like, wow, this is just hitting it from little town level to worldwide. So of course I jumped on it.
Yeah, and how about you, Ashley? How'd you find out about this?
Well, I was brought on the program by Perla Myers, the amazing director of the
She's
Jacobs Institute.
She's phenomenal.
She's amazing.
She is.
I was previously working at the University of San Diego on a whole nother project called Justice in Mexico that had a federal grant to help provide legal education in universities all throughout Mexico. So we would go and bring lawyers from the United States who had knowledge of the Spanish language, from the United States, but also throughout other Latin American countries. And we would teach them how to do a oral litigation. We'd teach them skills to do an oral trial. And I learned firsthand like how impactful teaching students skills can be, not only for their personal development, but also long term, because those students are going to grow up and use those skills to better their own societies. And it's best to really provide them the tools to do it.
Were you working with Souls before in the Souls group?
I was not. I was in the College of Arts and Sciences in a project called Justice in Mexico.
Yeah. It's such a cool campus with so many unbelievably innovative, forward-thinking programs. I'm a little passionate about Souls because I was lucky and honored, as Lisa knows, to be a charter member of Paula Cordero's Souls Advisory Board quite a while ago on this. I'll start with you on this, Lisa, and then pivot over to Nadiah and Ashley. What do you think are some of the challenges that moving forward? Obviously, great success with the Teen Innovation Challenge and Pactful and all that. Do you see some challenges on the horizon, Lisa?
I think it's the ongoing challenge that we continue to face with just accessing teachers and fitting into their daily schedule. Because the teacher is our main contact, and so schools around the world have different school schedules. People start at different times of the year. Where do we fit in the curriculum? Teaching innovation skills to youth doesn't always fit in a junior high or high school curriculum. And so it's finding those dedicated teachers that are really interested in bringing innovation in their science course. And we've had reading teachers, we've had all kinds of teachers come on board and then want to integrate it in their curriculum. But innovation itself is typically not a topic taught at the high school level. And so just finding the right fit and making people aware of us is another great challenge.
Yeah. So when Drew runs the world, he's going to flip the switch, like I know, Lisa, you would do in a heartbeat. And it should be the other way around. How you're going to be teaching innovation in all classrooms, TK through 12. That's where you start. And then how do we get the content in there? Because doggone well, when you teach innovation, no matter what, you're going to hit the math and science and language arts and all that business within the context of teaching innovation. And this is why I go apoplectic when anyone tries to cut arts programs, when you can learn every single content under the sun through music and dance. And I'm preaching to the congregation with both of you guys, of course. Our good math teacher, Nadiah, is going, yeah, are you kidding me? I can teach all the math I want through music and through sports. We can talk about velocity and we could talk about X, Y, and Z and this. So when we get those schools, not just the schools of education, but the districts to understand it's the other way around. How do you fit in the content to the innovation? Then I think we'll be doing stuff. You want to say something, Ashley?
Yeah.
Do you vote for me to run the world if that's going to happen? So
you got my vote.
I'd be the only one. I'd have one vote at least. So,
I'm behind you 100%.
Okay.
We recently received the great news this week that Montgomery Middle School will be incorporating Pactful into their curriculum every single year for their 8th graders. So I feel like once educators and students go through this process, they'll see how valuable innovation can be and how, as you say, multidimensional it is, how interdisciplinary these things can be. We also have basically all of the middle schoolers at a school in Mexico also participating. We have at least 8 different classrooms that are participating in this project. So yeah, it's very valuable.
Yeah, well, it is. It's about mass, and you get enough of these schools to say, listen, my kids learn just as much through innovation and this challenge in pick a topic, whatever content area it is, than they did through those textbooks or whatever the case may be. You want to add to that, Nadiah?
Yeah, I want to add that teachers see a value in this. They really
Yeah.
do. But until they get their administrator on board, that's where the
100%.
power happens, right? That's when it becomes a whole grade level initiative or a school initiative. So I plead for any administrator, hey, have a conversation with us. We'll walk you through it and we'll show you the power of it.
Yeah. See, and my job is to, all my administrative friends are cringing when I say this, from superintendents who we work very closely with at Classroom of the Future Foundation is it shouldn't be an ask. It should be, this is the requisite. And when school boards see that this is what we need to be teaching, because this is what these kids need as they move further into the 21st century. Now, you find a way, educators and curriculum to fit within innovation, to fit within, the stuff that you're doing at the Teen Challenge and Pactful and Sandbox and all that. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So that's where it needs to start. And every administrator should be doing that first. Anyway, yes, Ashley.
Something else to highlight is that this is absolutely completely free. So you do have to proportion some time and space for this to happen. But the wonderful thing is that we have incredible sponsors through Erwin Jacobs and the late Joan Jacobs, who provided the money for Pactful, and Daylight Solutions is also including prize money in the challenge. So that's where the limitations are not monetary.
Right. No, exactly. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest running community podcast, now in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, 6 decades of doing great things in San Diego County, talking to the talented folks of USD Jacobs Institute for Innovation Education's Pactful program, the Jacobs Teen Innovation Challenge, year 6 in this. We have with us the co-founder of Pactful, Lisa Dawley, on the line with us, joined by her colleagues Ashley Ahrens-Viquez and Nadiah Al-Gasem. I'll start with you on this, Lisa, then I'll pivot over to Ashley and then Nadiah. Lisa, what can our listeners do to continue to support what you folks are doing with the Teen Challenge and Pactful and Sandbox and everything in between?
We ask people to help us get the word out, to be champions, to just spread the word. And so whether it's something as simple as sharing an email with other educators or with other parents, we need help getting the word out. And that helps bring the teachers in. We're also looking for additional sponsors. DRS Daylight Solutions has been an amazing sponsor of the last few years. They give us prize money, specifically in the category of photonics, which is really cool. And then we're able to identify one and award one really cool project that uses photonics. I would love to see other prizes in other specialty areas like that to encourage teens to explore different topic areas in the sciences, or especially around San Diego, we're so rich in biotech.
That's right.
Yeah. So it would be amazing to have additional sponsors, and those awards don't have to be a lot. DRS Daylight Solutions offers $500 annually, and it encourages a lot of participation and excitement among the kids. So sponsorship and donations at any level really help the project and go 100% into the work. Nobody's making profit off of anything.
Right. And just think about you get 100 companies donating $500, which is maybe the coffee change money they get, and do this on what you could do. And then you see the results. No brainer on that. Ashley, what else can we do? You heard Lisa's comments on this.
Well, getting out the word is definitely what I want to reiterate. You can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all at Pactful app, and share with everyone you know. As for the impactful sandbox, which we haven't been talking about much during this conversation, we're going to be bringing that to teens and their schools during the summer. And we're hoping to get more school involvement and funding as well to make this possible and bring it to as many schools as possible. Because it's one thing to develop an amazing, innovative project or prototype, and it's another thing to communicate about it. And we definitely want to encourage teens to develop those communication skills as well.
Yeah, well, let's. Why don't we have a conversation about that in a couple months as we tee up toward that? So
it's on my calendar.
Consider it done deal on this. Nadiah, any final comments?
Spreading the word, that's our main thing right now. We're just wanting to get this message out. And if anybody has any questions regarding the challenge, the Pactful application, the webinars that are coming out, our kickoff is on the 22nd, so this coming week. If you have any questions, just give us a call. We're more than happy to answer them.
Again, the website to get a hold of you folks is?
Pactful.org.
Very, very good. Well, what a pleasure. Nadiah, Ashley, Lisa, good to hear your voice after a while. Wishing you nothing but great success with all the things you're doing with the Jacobs Institute for Innovation and Education. Would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to that unbelievable executive director, Perla Myers. She is a force, heart as big as this universe, and just quite a wonderful person to work with. So we wish her and you guys nothing but great success, and we will look forward to having you make a return appearance. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Opportunity. Really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely our pleasure. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest running community podcast, now in our 19th year, brought to you by the amazing folks of Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things, lifting people up in organizations in San Diego County. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.